All right, so 2017 was a pretty interesting year. One of the big highlights is that I'm now working from home, which is kind of like one of those dream job kind of ideas I've always had and always kind of moved towards in companies that would offer it. In fact, the company I'm with now, I took the job over another one specifically because they said that option was on the table, and now I'm actually doing it 100% of the time, which is pretty awesome. Early on in the year, I was learning a lot about robotics and working with the Arduino, hydroponics, and just lots of little electronic projects. And that was kind of spun off because I was trying to do these a video a day for 30-day challenge that I was working on. And I needed to make sure that I had content to produce that the videos weren't all the same, pretty much. I did go on an airplane flight for the first time in my life, which is that's just amazing. Then there was a speeding ticket that I got, and I assume that most people it wouldn't be a big life event, except that I've never had a speeding ticket in my life. In fact, it was my second ticket I've ever had. My first ticket was failure to control a vehicle when I was back in high school, so it's kind of a big deal for me, at least. I got in a relationship. There was a lot of drama. That relationship is over. There's more to it, but we'll just leave it at that. There were a lot of good things that did come out of the relationship, though. What else is there? A lot of debt. So at the beginning of the year, I was really after trying to pay off all of my student loans, all my debts. And I was really cranking it, and then all of a sudden I had a lot of spending like mad, and then there was a theft, which I had to spend a lot more money to recover from everything, and then the insurance did eventually come in at I guess it was prorated value of the things that were lost, but it doesn't really compare really. It's difficult to really go through what that was all about. But I ended up building a brand new computer. And usually when I build a computer, I really build in parts over the years. I upgrade part of it so that I can always have the best stuff as I need it, or as the old stuff gets too old, I get the best stuff that'll last a bit longer than the average stuff, I'll say. Unfortunately, that meant that since my computer was stolen, I had to get the best stuff of everything all at once. So yeah, it was a pretty hefty hit. I ended up getting 2 loans and a credit card. So I got a credit card with Newegg to buy the parts that I needed. I got some loans to get some furniture and a bed for the house, just so I had a place to sleep other than an air mattress. So I was in a very unique situation over the summer. Let's see. Solar. I learned quite a bit about solar, so much so that I'm really moving forward and moving ahead on that. I'm basically when daylight saving time kicked in, it really killed the amount of time I had in the evenings to actually do anything, and that really killed my projects with daylight. I am starting to pick that up a little bit right now, so you'll probably see a lot more videos in the future about that. Just a quick thing, I'll just say this. The hardest part about solar is not the solar panels. The hardest part about solar is really managing the energy that is generated from them, whether you're tying to the grid or tying to a battery, especially a battery, because there's so much that's complicated about using battery capacity with battery banks and load on the bank and figure out what amp hours you're actually getting based on the load that they're getting, and how to charge them properly, and how there's a lot to the batteries. Let's see, what do we got? What else? I went to the 50th anniversary of Gen Con, which sold out, but I barely got a ticket so that I could go to it. I did get a puppy dog. Teddy is his name. He's a Pembroke Welsh Corgi. So a lot of my time is really focused on him. And he's doing pretty good. He actually went to training class last night, his first class. And the trainer actually, he was supposed to go to a class last weekend, and the trainer was sick, and she had already met him prior for leash training. And she bumped him from a puppy 1 class into an adult 1 class instead. And we're going to work towards this canine good citizen certification, or whatever you call it, with the American Kennel Club. But he's really smart in my mind. And I don't, you're not sure if it's really just because you're working with the dog all the time and it's your dog that, oh, he's so smart. Like everybody says that about their dogs, I think. But I'm seeing other people are having trouble. And it seems like Teddy and I are just blowing past a lot of difficulty. And I'm constantly trying to figure out what should I work on next with him. Let's see. And then I guess the latest thing is, well, I got a weather station, which kind of goes along with the solar. I was curious about if I could tie in some of the data from the weather station into a website I was developing for the solar project, so I could see, okay, what day was rainy? What was the cloud cover like? Was it windy? What's the temperature? So that's an interesting thing that I got, but mainly it's just a cool doodad that's on my desk. I'm like, cool. But the other thing that happened this year is I got a Nintendo Switch. I've got 2 games for it: Super Mario Odyssey, which I've already beaten. It was quick to beat that game, but it's so awesome and so fun, especially since I played the majority of the Super Mario Brothers since the Nintendo NES system, all the way up to even the Wii. Zelda Breath of the Wild, I was playing that on the Wii U last year. I'm now playing it on the Switch, which I've gotten much further than I did on the Wii U. And hopefully I'll beat that soon. And after that, I think we're past the winter solstice, so I should be getting some longer daylight hours to do stuff. All right, so that's the recap of what happened this past year, and or what happened this year, and I'll probably come out with some resolutions fairly quickly, come tomorrow or something. All right, later.